Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopichanda Ballava Girivardhari Gopichanda Ballava Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Bhattacharya Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Bhattacharya Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Vada Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopichanda Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Bhattacharya Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, today is Sunday. Sundays we read from the Caitanya-caritamrita. Yes, Paravana. Okay. So we're reading for the Caitanya-caritamrita, continuing where we left off before, which was in the chapter called. If you're watching on the book, it's Madhya Lila, chapter 6, text 237. I'll just read it. The chapter is called The Liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Caitanya-caritamrita. if anyone wants to follow along in a book or something, it's Modulila chapter 6. We're starting with 237. Modulila chapter 6, text starting with text 237. So we're just going to read. It's not, okay? Caitanya-caritamrita nahi jane ana bhakti vinu shastrira aranakare vyakina. From that day on, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya did not know anything but the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And from that day, he could explain the revealed scriptures only in accordance with the process of devotional service. Gopinathacharya Tanra Vaishnava Dekhiya Hari Hari Bali Nache Hate Talidiya. Seeing that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was firmly fixed in the cult of Vaishnavism, Gopinathacharya, his brother-in-law, began to dance, clap his hands, and chant, Hari Hari. Aradina Bhattacharya Aila Darshane Jagannatha Nadeki Aila Prabhustane. The next day, the Bhattacharya went to visit the temple of Lord Jagannath. But before he reached the temple, he went to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dandavat Kari Kaila Bahu Vidastuti Dainya Kari Kahi Nija Purva Dormati. When he met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Bhattacharya fell down flat to offer him respects. After offering various prayers to him, he spoke of his previous bad disposition with great humility. Bhakti sadhana shrestha shunite hailan mana Prabhu upadesha kaila nama sankirtana. Then the Bhattacharya asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which item is most important in the execution of devotional service? The Lord replied that the most important item was the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Purport. There are 9 items to be executed in devotional service. These are enumerated in the following verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd verse. Shravanam kirtanam Vishnu smaranam padasevanam archanam vandanam dasham sakyam atmani vedanam. Hearing the glories of the Lord, chanting, remembering, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering worship in the temple, offering prayers, becoming a servant of the Lord, becoming the Lord's friend, and sarvatma nivedana, offering oneself fully at the lotus feet of the Lord. These are the 9 devotional processes. In the nectar of devotion, these are expanded into 64 items. When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked the Lord which item was most important, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately answered that the most important item is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then he quoted the following verse from the Brihad Naradiya Purana, 38th chapter, verse 126, to confirm his statement. Harinama, 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 Eva Kevalam, Kalon Nashteva, 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 Katir, Anita. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There's no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Purport. Because the people of this age are so fallen, they can simply chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. In this way, they can rid themselves of the bodily conception of life and become eligible to engage in the Lord's devotional service. One cannot engage in the devotional service of the Lord without being purified of all contamination. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Yeshang Twantagatam Papam Jananam Punya Karmanam Hitvanva Mohanir Mukta Bhajante Manjuda Vrata. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, whose sinful activities are completely eradicated and who are freed from the duality of delusion, engage themselves in my devotional service with determination. It's from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 28. Sometimes people are surprised to see young men and women take so seriously to the Krishna consciousness movement. By giving up sinful activities, illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, and strictly following the injunctions given by the spiritual master, they have become purified of all contamination. They can therefore fully engage in the devotional service of the Lord. In this age of Kali, Hare Kirtan is very, very important. The importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord is stated in the following verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Kaler doshanide rajan asti eko mahan gunaha kirtanade the Krishna sha mukta sangha parang prajet. Kriteya jayato vishnum tretayang rajato makai dwapare paricharyayan kalota dari kirtanat. The most important factor in this age of Kali, which is an ocean of faults, is that one can be free from all contamination and become eligible to enter the kingdom of God simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. The self-realization that was achieved in the Satya millennium by meditation, and the Treta millennium by the performance of different sacrifices, and in the Dwapara millennium by worship of Lord Krishna, can be achieved in the age of Kali simply by chanting the holy names Hare Krishna. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 3rd chapter, 51st and 52nd verses. Okay, continuing on. Eish lokera arta shunaila karya vistar shuni bhaktacharya mane haila chamatkar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very elaborately explained the Harinama verse of the Brihad Naradiya Purana, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was struck with wonder to hear his explanation. Gopinathacharya Vale Ami Purve Ye Kahila Shuna Bhattacharya Tamara Se Tahaila. Gopinathacharya reminded Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, my dear Bhattacharya, what I foretold to you has now taken place. Purport. Previously, Gopinathacharya had informed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that when he would be blessed by the Lord, he would thoroughly understand the transcendental process of devotional service. This prediction has now fulfilled. This prediction was now fulfilled. The Bhattacharya was fully converted to the cult of Vaishnavism, and he was following the principles automatically, without being pressured. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 40, it is therefore said, Swapam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahoto bhayat. Simply by performing a little devotional service, one can escape the greatest danger. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had been in the greatest danger because he had adhered to the Mayavad philosophy. However, somehow or other, he came into contact with Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and became a perfect devotee. In this way, he was saved from the great fall down of impersonalism. Caitanya-caritamrita Namaskar. Tumara Sambandhe Prabhu Kripa Kaila More. Offering his obeisances to Gopinathacharya, the Bhattacharya said, because I am related to you and you are a devotee, by your mercy the Lord has shown mercy to me. Read that again. Offering his obeisances to Gopinathacharya, the Bhattacharya said, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, because I am related to you and you are a devotee, by your mercy the Lord has shown mercy to me. To me Maha Bhagavata Ami Tarka Ande Prabhu Kripa Kaila Bori Tumara Sambandhe. You are a first-class devotee, whereas I am in the darkness of logical arguments. Because of your relationship with the Lord has bestowed his benediction upon me. Vinaya Shuni Tushte Prabhu Kaila Alingan Kahila Yana Karaha Ishwara Darshana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased with this humble statement. After embracing the Bhattacharya, he said, now go see Lord Jagannath in the temple. Jagannananda Damodara Dui Sange Nana Kare Aila Bhattacharya Jagannatha Tekila. After visiting the temple of Lord Jagannath, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya returned home with Jagannananda and Damodar. Uttama Prasada Bahuta Anila Nija Vipra Hate Dui Chana Sange Dila. The Bhattacharya brought large quantities of excellent food remnants, blessed by Lord Jagannath. All this prasad was given to his own Brahmana servant, along with Jagannananda and Damodar. Nija Krita Dui Shloka Likiya Tale Pate Prabhu Duke Dina Bali Dila Jagadananda Hate. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then composed 2 verses on the leaf of a palm tree. Giving the palm leaf to Jagannananda Prabhu, he requested him to deliver it to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhustani Aila Dunhe Prasada Patri Lana Mukadatta Patri Nila Tara Hate Mana. Jagannatha and Damodar then returned to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, bringing him both the prasad and the palm leaf on which the verses were composed. But Mukunda Datta took the palm leaf from the hands of Jagannatha before he could deliver it to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Duishloka Bahira Vite Likhiya Lakila Kabe Jagannatha Patri Prabhu Ke Lana Dila. Mukunda Datta then copied the two verses on the wall outside the room. After this, Jagannatha took the palm leaf from Mukunda Datta and delivered it to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhu Shloka Pari Patra Chindiya Pelila Vitye Deki Bhakta Save Shloka Kante Kaila. As soon as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu read the two verses, he immediately tore up the palm leaf. However, all the devotees read these verses on the outside wall, and they all kept them within their hearts. The verses read as follows. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikshartam Eka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dari Kripam Mudir Yashtam Aham Prapaje. Let me take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who has descended in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us real came to teach us real knowledge, his devotional service, and detachment from whatever does not foster Krishna consciousness. He has descended because he is an ocean of transcendental mercy. Let me surrender unto his lotus feet. Purport. This verse and the following verse are included in the Caitanya-caritamrita Class, 6.74 by Sri Kavi Karnapur. Kalam nashtam bhakti yogam nijam yaha pradushkartam Krishna Chaitanya nama avirbhutastacha padarvinde gadang riyatam Chita Bringaha. But my consciousness, which is like a honeybee, takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has just now appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach the ancient system of devotional service to himself. This system has almost been lost due to the influence of time. This system had almost been lost due to the influence of time. Purport. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharma sha gwanir bhavati bharata adbhutanam dharma sha tatat manang shricham yaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 7. This is also the case with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world as a disguised incarnation of Krishna, but his appearance is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, and other Vedic scriptures. He appeared to teach the fallen souls in the material world, for in this age of Kali, almost everyone has become attached to fruitive and ritualistic activities and mental speculation. Consequently, there was a great need to revive the system of devotional service. The Lord himself personally came down, disguised as a devotee, so that the fallen populace might take advantage of the Lord's example. At the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna advised complete surrender unto him, promising all protection to his devotee. Unfortunately, people are so fallen that they cannot accept the instructions of Lord Krishna. Therefore, Krishna returned with the same mission, but he executed it in a different way. As Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of... Do that again. Unfortunately, people are so fallen that they cannot accept the instructions of Lord Krishna. Therefore, Krishna returned with the same mission, but he executed it in a different way. As Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he ordered us to surrender unto himself, but as Lord Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he taught us how to surrender to Krishna. Therefore, he is praised by the Goswamis. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Lord Sri Krishna is certainly the personality of Godhead, but he is not as magnanimous as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Krishna simply gave orders for one to become his devotee, Manmana Bhavaman Bhakta. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually taught the process of devotional service. If one wants to become a devotee of the Lord, he must first take shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, following in the footsteps of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and other exalted devotees. Hey Duishoka Bhakta Kante Ratnahara Sarvabhauma Kirti Doshe Dhaka Vajrakar. These two verses composed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will always declare his name and fame as loudly as a pounding drum, because they have become pearl necklaces around the necks of all devotees. Sarvabhauma Haila Prabhura Bhakta Ekatan Mahaprabhura Seva Vina Nahi Jane Ana. Indeed, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became an unalloyed devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He did not know anything but the service of the Lord. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sati Sutta Gunadan Dan Ye Jana Japa Laya Nam. The Bhattacharya always chanted the holy name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, son of Mother Sachi, and reservoir of all good qualities. Indeed, chanting the holy names became his meditation. Ekadina Sarvabhauma Prabhu Age Aila Namaskare Kare Shoka Padite Lakila. One day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya came before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and, offering obeisances, began to recite a verse. Bhagavatera Brahma Save Ra Shoka Parila Shoka Sheshe Dui Akshara Pata Pirayala. He began to quote one of Lord Brahma's prayers from the Srimad Bhagavatam, but he changed 2 syllables at the end of the prayer, at the end of the verse. I see a question coming in. Thank you for your class, Dharma Prabhu. I want to ask how many generations before and after in a family are liberated when one becomes a devotee in a family of non-devotees? Can you explain a bit? Jai Shri Gaura Nitai, Shri Radha Vechamihari, Jagannath, Balaram, Lady Subhadra, and Sringadev Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. How many? I'm not sure. There's different statements made. Sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's, as they say, one place it says 100 generations past, present, and future, if we become pure devotees of Krishna. Pure devotees. So, if we become pure devotees and go back to Godhead, then we're helping a lot of family members before, now, and after, and coming in the future. So the exact amount I don't know, because there's different statements, but sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 100 generations, and then that means anyway, you can calculate like that how many come. That's about all I can answer on that one. I hope that helps. But it's good because we join ISKCON, and sometimes we're feeling, maybe our parents or or others in our immediate family may not like it. They feel very bad that why we left our other religion. We started this, and sometimes they may see like that, but we can for sure those family members, either if not in this lifetime, then coming up soon, they'll get a lot of spiritual benefit because of the devotional service that we are doing in the Krishna consciousness movement. So Lord Krishna he takes care of everything. We practice Krishna consciousness. We give up everything else, and the rest of the family who we may be concerned about, they're without them knowing it, they're getting a lot of spiritual benefit. And maybe we are also getting benefit from someone else that we never knew about in a previous early one of our forefathers. We don't know how we've gotten the blessing to take up devotional service, but others will also get that blessing. So Lord Krishna is actually always looking for opportunities to give out His mercy in that way. He's always looking for that opportunity, and this is one of the ways He does it, by giving these benedictions for many generations, past, present, and future. Okay. We're about to quote a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, spoken in the prayers by Lord Brahma after he realized that Krishna is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After Krishna manifested Himself as all the cows and cowherd boys that Lord Brahma had momentarily stolen away. Lord Brahma only did that in his time only for a moment, a second, and then he was about ready to return them, feeling that he it wasn't good that he was doing that. And then when he went back, then the Lord Krishna had already manifested himself like that, and a whole year had passed by that time, and in on Earth time. And anyway, at that point, Lord Brahma, realizing his mistake, he offered so many nice prayers, and this is one of the prayers, which actually I quote sometimes. Tate nukampam su samikshamano punjana evatma kritang vipakam Ridvagva purvir vidadam namaste jiveta yobu bhakti pade sadhya bhak. The verse read, one who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his past deeds, who engages always in your devotional service with his mind, words, and body, and who always offers obeisances unto you, is certainly a bona fide candidate for becoming your unalloyed devotee. So this is a little bit different than what Lord Brahma spoke. And there's a purport here. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya made some slight adjustment. Purport. When reading this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 8th verse, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya changed the original reading from Mukti Pade to Bhakti Pade. Mukti means liberation and merging into the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Bhakti means rendering transcendental devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because of having developed pure devotional service, the Bhattacharya did not like the word Mukti Pade, which refers to the impersonal Brahman feature of the Lord. However, he was not authorized to change a word in the Srimad Bhagavatam, as Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu will explain. Although the Bhattacharya changed the word in his devotional ecstasy, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu did not approve of it. Prabhu kahe mukti pare iha patahaya Bhakti pare kene pare kitovar ashaya. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu immediately pointed out, in that verse the word is Mukti Pade, but you have changed it to Bhakti Pade. What is your intention? Bhattacharya kahe bhakti sama nahi mukti pala Bhagavata Bhakti Vimukera Haya Danda Kevala. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, the awakening of pure love of Godhead, which is the result of devotional service, far surpasses liberation from material bondage. For those averse to devotional service, merging into the Brahman effulgence is a kind of punishment. Purport. The Brahmananda Purana, in the Brahmananda Purana, it is said, Siddha lokastu tamasa pareyatra vasanatihi Siddha brahmasuke magna daityas cha harina pataha. In Siddhaloka, or Brahmaloka, there live two kinds of living entities. Those who are killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead due to their having been demons in their previous lives, and those who are very fond of enjoying the impersonal effulgence of the Lord. End quote. The word tamasaha means the coverings of the universe. Layers of material elements cover the universe, and outside these coverings is the impersonal Brahman effulgence. If one is destined to remain in the Lord's impersonal effulgence, he misses the opportunity to render service to the personality of Godhead. Therefore, devotees consider remaining in the impersonal Brahman effulgence a kind of punishment. Sometimes devotees think of merging into the Brahman effulgence, and consequently they are promoted to Siddhaloka. Because of their impersonal understanding, they are actually punished. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya continues to explain the distinction between Mukti Pada and Bhakti Pada in the following verses. Krishnera vigrahaye satya nahi vane ye ninda yudadika kare tanre sane say duira nandahaya brahma sayuja mukti para mukti palanahi ye kare bhakti. The Bhattacharya continued, the impersonalists who do not accept the transcendental form of Lord Sri Krishna and the demons who are always engaged in blaspheming and fighting with him are punished by being merged into the Brahman effulgence. But that does not happen to the person engaged in devotional service to the Lord. Yadyapi se muktihaya pancha parakar salokya samipya swarupya sarshti sayuja ar. There are 5 kinds of liberation: salokya, samipya, sarupya, sarshti, and sayuja. Purport. Salokya means that after material liberation, one is promoted to the planet where the Supreme Personality of Godhead resides. Samipya means remaining an associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarupya means attaining a four-handed form exactly like that of the Lord. Sarshti means attaining opulences like those of the Supreme Lord. And Sayuja means merging into the Brahman effulgence of the Lord. These are the 5 types of liberation. Salokani Chariyani Haya Sevadwar Tabu Karachit Bhakta Kare Angikar. If there is a chance to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a pure devotee sometimes accepts the Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya, or Sarshti forms of liberation, but never Sayuja. So devotees are, so a pure devotee, completely pure devotee, is that he's not interested. He may have an opportunity to go to the planet of the Lord, live on the same planet. He may have the opportunity to have, in the Vaikuntha planets, to have a body that's just exactly like that of Lord Vishnu. He may have an opportunity to have great opulences like that of the Lord. He can have so many things as a part of his being liberated. But a pure devotee really doesn't. The topmost pure devotees really are not interested in all those things. They just want to be engaged in the service of the Lord. Their only interest is the service of the Lord. So So one who actually is in the mood of going to Goloka Vrindavan and engaging in the Lord's service, and Goloka Vrindavan, life is very simple. It's just like when Krishna appeared in Vrindavan 5,000 years ago. So you don't have a lot of opulence, material opulence. You don't have a body which is like that of God, because you are on the same planet as the Lord. That's there. But the interest for the best devotees is that it's just the opportunity to engage in the Lord's devotional service. And Srila Prabhupada is giving us all opportunity to go to Goloka Vrindavan. If we want to go to Vaikuntha planet, if we really just want to worship the Lord in a mood of awe and reverence, or if we actually want to serve the Lord in you get these different kinds of liberation, then we can have that. But Srila Prabhupada, following in the steps of Lord Chaitanya, is giving us the opportunity not to go to the Vaikuntha planets, which are still zillions of times better than the material world, but to go to Krishna Loka, the topmost planet, and engage in the topmost intimate activities, intimate relationships with the Lord. That's what Srila Prabhupada is giving us as a representative of Lord Chaitanya. And of course, we also need to try to give others that opportunity. We don't talk about going to the spiritual world or going to heaven. Other religions that talk about heaven and being there and all the heavenly enjoyments that are there like that. Our mood we should be developing by practicing Krishna consciousness is we just want to go there, and whatever service Krishna wants to give us, we want that. And our desire should simply be devotional service. That's the point. We don't want to go to some heavenly planet where we can enjoy. We should want to go. We should want to develop the desire to go back to Godhead, and our desire to go back to Godhead really shouldn't be, oh, I'm suffering here, there's so many problems here. There I can really enjoy. I can really be happy, finally. Okay, but the mood should not really be for that purpose. The mood for going back to Godhead should be because I want to serve Krishna. And although we can serve Krishna here, but of course in the material world there's always, the body is a problem. Birth, death, disease, and old age. So many difficult things around us, so many people that don't believe in God around us, so much challenges against religions around us. So if we can serve and serve in the most ideal condition, then of course that's the goal. And it's not a material. It's not like a material desire. I want to go back to Godhead. It's not a material desire. It's going back to Godhead. To serve Krishna is a very spiritual desire. To want to get free from the material entanglement is a very spiritual desire. Now, to want to stay here and just enjoy more in the material world, that's material. But to want to go back to Godhead and serve Krishna, or if we want to stay here and engage fully in the devotional service of the Lord, that's also spiritual. That's also spiritual. So Srila Prabhupada is giving us the opportunity to go back to Godhead, not to one of the millions of Vaikuntha planets, but to the highest planet, Krishna Loka, and engage in devotional service to the Lord, and not even understanding that He is God. And that's Krishna Loka. So I think I have other duties I have to take care of now this morning. So I think I have to end the class for today. Tomorrow is Monday, so we'll be back on Srimad Bhagavatam. I think I'll post. If you're watching, if you want to know where the links are to these classes, where they're going to stream, you go to, we've got a website, bhagavatvediccollege.org, and on there's a button that says upcoming, it says scheduled streamed events. You click on there each morning, and the exact link where these classes will be streamed will be there. There'll be 4 links, 3 in Facebook and 1 in YouTube, where they're being streamed. So thank you very much for everyone who has come. Tell your friends about it. Some more devotees can take advantage of the morning classes here. Okay? Srila Prabhupada ki jai.